What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to begin the descent of my birthday month, the wrap up, and we're going to kick off a week of quite possibly one of my favorite properties out there in movies, the Muppets. And we're going to take a look at the 1979 original The Muppet Movie, starring Charles Durning, Austin Pendleton, Jim Henson, Frank Oz, Jerry Nelson, Richard Hunt, Dave Goelz, Carol Spinney, Dom DeLuise, James Coburn, Madeline Kahn, Telly Savalas, Milton Berle, Bob Hope, Richard Pryor, Steve Martin, Mel Brooks, Cloris Leachman, Orson Welles, and in their final appearance, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today we're going to begin a week of the Muppets. It's going to be sensational, inspirational, celebrational, and of course, Muppetational. And we're going to kick it off as we only can and take a look at the original Muppet Movie. Now, this one is definitely near and dear to my heart. It contains my favorite Muppet song, which of course is the lead-off song, Rainbow Connection, as well as the reprise for the big finale. Let's get right into it here, shall we? Our movie opens as the Muppets begin to sit down in a private screening room in order to watch a film that's a fictionalized telling of how they met. As that movie begins to open, we find Kermit the Frog living a simple life in a Florida swamp. He's playing his banjo and singing when he encounters Bernie, a talent agent in show business. Kermit gets inspired by Bernie and the thought of making millions of people happy. So he sets off on a cross-country trip to Hollywood. Kermit meets Fozzie Bear at the El Sleazo Cafe, where Fozzie is working as a hapless stand-up comedian. So Kermit, being the guy that he is, invites Fozzie to join him on his journey, and the two set out in Fozzie's 1951 Studebaker. The two are soon pursued by Doc Hopper, an entrepreneur who hopes to convince Kermit to be the new spokesfrog of his French fried frog legs restaurant, and his assistant, Max. Horrified at the thought, Kermit refuses, and he and Fozzie drive away. Now, unwilling to accept Kermit's refusal, Hopper begins to resort to forceful means of persuasion. Kermit and Fozzie end up discovering an old church where they meet the rock band Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, as well as the band's manager, Scooter, all of whom help to disguise their Studebaker as a way to evade Doc Hopper. As they drive on, they meet and are joined by Gonzo and his girlfriend, Camilla the Chicken, who are also interested in becoming movie stars. They go to a used car lot and they trade in their vehicles, where they meet Sweetums. The group invites Sweetums to come with them, but he runs away, kind of oddly. The group begin to take off, only to see Sweetums emerge, revealing that he had only gone away to pack his things. Next up, the group encounters Miss Piggy as she wins a county fair beauty contest. She immediately becomes enamored by Kermit, and when Kermit and Piggy go on a date for dinner that evening, Doc Hopper and Max sneak up on Miss Piggy and abduct her as bait to lure Kermit. When Kermit arrives at the designated location to try to retrieve Miss Piggy, a mad scientist named Professor Krassman tries to brainwash Kermit into performing Hopper's commercials. Thankfully, Piggy is able to furiously knock out Hopper's henchmen and causes Krassman to become brainwashed by his own device. However, immediately following the fight, Miss Piggy receives a phone call from her agent and a job offer, which causes her to abandon a now devastated Kermit. The group is joined by Rolf the dog, and they continue their journey to Hollywood, where along the way they are reunited with Miss Piggy. But their car breaks down in the middle of the desert. The group sits by a campfire and sadly realizes that they will likely miss the auditions the following day. Kermit begins to wander off, and he's kind of ashamed for bringing his friends on this fruitless journey. But some personal reflection restores his commitment. He returns to the camp where he discovers that the Electric Mayhem have come to their rescue, having learned of their situation by reading ahead in the film's screenplay. And the Mayhem offers to drive the entire group the rest of the way to Hollywood in their bus. Having had a change of heart himself, Max warns the group that Doc Hopper has hired an assassin named Snake Walker to kill Kermit. Kermit then decides to face off against Doc and proposes a Western-style showdown inside of a nearby ghost town. Max goes and gives the message to Doc, while the group encounter and meet Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and his assistant Beaker inside of the ghost town. When Hopper arrives, Kermit confronts Hopper with an appeal to Hopper's own hopes and dreams. But Hopper is unmoved and orders his henchmen to kill Kermit and his friends. They are saved when one of Dr. Bunsen's Instagrow pills temporarily enlarges Animal, the Electric Mayhem's drummer, who frightens away Doc Hopper and his henchmen for good. Once the Muppets reach Hollywood, they meet studio executive Lou Lord, who offers to sign the Muppets to a standard Rich and Famous contract. During the first take in their attempt to perform the script, things go awry when Gonzo accidentally crashes into a prop rainbow. An explosion blows a hole in the roof of the studio, and a legitimate rainbow shines through the hole and onto the Muppets. The group performs the finale and is joined by other Muppets, as well as the Sesame Street Gang, as they all sing the final song in unison, before Sweetums tears through the movie screen in the theater, ending the film and finally catching up with the rest of the Muppets as they congratulate each other on their performances within the film. Like I said, man, the Muppet Movie is so very near and dear to my heart. Rainbow Connection, moving right along. I'm going to go back there someday. Timeless classic songs. Rainbow Connection, it's just one of those songs that rips me to pieces. It's so hopeful and so inspiring. You know, Moving Right Along is the perfect road trip song, in my opinion. And I'm going to go back there someday. I mean, Gonzo doesn't have too many songs that he sings. This is his signature, man, and it is a gorgeous song. As a matter of fact, the song I'm going to go back there someday kind of served as the inspiration for Muppets from Space, which we'll get into later this week. But the Muppets have just been an integral part of my childhood for as long as I can remember. You know, I've seen this film in theaters. I've seen quite a few of their films in theaters. I've introduced new generations to the Muppets. My daughter I've introduced to the Muppets, and she loves them. I introduced Dylan, Jeff's son, to the Muppets. I introduced so many kids to the Muppets. My niece I've introduced to the Muppets, and she loves them. The Muppets are timeless, and the great thing about the Muppets is that even though kids can get them, they weren't designed for kids. The Muppets is supposed to be geared toward adults, believe it or not. That's why the Muppet Show was a prime time show. It was after kids went to bed. The Muppets were not designed for kids, but they still speak on a level that kids get and comprehend. So it doesn't matter if you're 2, 20, or 92. You can love the Muppets. Fozzie Bear is my favorite. I have such a soft spot for Fozzie Bear because if you think about the traits of Fozzie, he's a stand-up comedian, but he's not funny. His jokes always fail. He even gets tomatoes and stuff thrown at him on stage, constantly being heckled by Statler and Waldorf. He is a failure of a stand-up comedian, but he never stops trying. He will always get up on that stage and he will always perform his material because he just might come up with that one joke that hits. And on top of that, he is the most loyal friend you can ever ask for. Take a look at the history of Fozzie and Kermit. Fozzie is Kermit's right hand. He would die for that frog. Whenever things get down and the rest of the Muppets kind of start to back away, like, oh, I don't know if we want to do this, Fozzie is the one to step right up and like, you know, shame on all of you. Because if you needed Kermit, he would do it for you in a heartbeat. And then slowly but surely, the Muppets start to change their minds. Like, you know what? You're right. I got you. But it's Fozzie that always leads that charge. When it comes to my rating for the Muppet Movie, this might be the only one I give during these films, but it's a 5 for me. 5 out of 5. I can put this movie on any day of the week, watch it. I know pretty much line for line the movie, sing the songs, cry during Rainbow Connection. Just feel good film, start to finish. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. What do you guys think of the Muppet Movie? Let me know if you're watching the premiere. Leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down there. Whatever you do, though, when you get out there on social media, let's try to get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the Red, and gold Meechamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade J.J. Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag Statboy Approved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade J.J. Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag Statboy Approved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official merchandise for the Jeff Meacham Network. 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meechamania, so much more. Get out there, show your love and support. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you to do. If you enjoy my content, my daily videos, get out there, go to that PayPal, send me a few bucks as a donation. Keep in mind I'm not monetized, so I'm not making anything from this venture. Trying to get my viewership hours up. Only way I'm going to make any money is if you guys out there go to that PayPal and show me some love and support. If you don't want to show me any love and support and send me money, I get it. Money is tough. Maybe you guys have some gift cards or something. Go to the Linktree link that scrolls across the bottom of the screen. Click on my Amazon movie wish list. Order me a movie. When it comes in the mail, I'll open it up live on Renegade Recap, give you guys a shout out live on the air. And likewise, when I factor it in to one of my theme months, sit down, watch it, review it, give you guys another shout out. And I'll show you guys the same amount of love that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we take a look at the second film in the Muppets filmography, 1981's The Great Muppet Caper, starring Diana Rigg, Charles Grodin, Jim Henson, Frank Oz, Jerry Nelson, Richard Hunt, Dave Goles, Steve Whitmire, Carol Spinney, John Cleese, Jack Warden, Peter Falk, and Peter Ustinov. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow, right back here on Renegades Reviews, exclusively as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel, when we cover the next film in the Muppet filmography, The Great Muppet Caper. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there, tuning in, watching the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Likewise, all of my loyal fans and viewers watching on demand, tuning in a little bit later in the day, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers that tune in on a daily basis. Give me those views. Show me that support. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time.